Who was your father? He was evidently a man of some wealth. Was he born into what the radical papers call the purple of commerce? Or did he rise through the ranks of the aristocracy?
I'm afraid I really don't know. The fact is, Lady Bracknell, I said I had lost my parents. It would be nearer the truth to say that my parents seem to have lost me. I don't actually know who I am by birth. I was found.
Found?
The late Mr. Thomas Cardew, an old gentleman of very charitable and kindly disposition, found me and gave me the name of Worthing, because he happened to have a first-class ticket for Worthing in his pocket at the time. Worthing is a place in Sussex. It is a seaside resort.
And where did this charitable gentleman who had a first-class ticket to this seaside resort find you?
In a handbag.
A handbag?
Yes, Lady Bracknell. I was in a handbag, a somewhat large tapestry handbag with handles to it. An ordinary handbag, in fact.
In what locality did this Mr. James or Thomas Cardew come across this ordinary handbag?
In the cloakroom at Victoria Station. It was given to him in mistake for his own.
The cloakroom at Victoria Station?
Yes, the Brighton line.
The line is immaterial. Mr. Worthing, I must confess I feel somewhat bewildered by what you have just told me. To be born, or at any rate bred, in a handbag, whether it has handles or not, seems to me to display contempt for the ordinary decencies of family life, which remind one of the worst excesses of the French Revolution, and I presume you know what that unfortunate movement led to. As to the particular locality in which the handbag was found, a cloakroom at a railway station might serve to conceal a social indiscretion, may indeed have been used for that before, but that can hardly be regarded as an assured basis for a recognized position in good society.
May I ask you then what you would advise me to do? I need hardly say that I would do anything in the world to ensure Gwendolyn's happiness.
I would strongly advise you, Mr. Worthing, to try and acquire some relations as soon as possible, and to produce at any rate one parent of either sex before the season is quite over.
I don't see how I could possibly manage to do that. I can produce the handbag at any moment. It is in my dressing room at home. I really think that should satisfy you, Lady Bracknell.
Me, sir? What is it to do with me? You could hardly imagine that Lord Bracknell and myself would ever dream of allowing our only daughter, a girl raised with the utmost care, to marry into a cloakroom and form an alliance with a parcel. Good morning, Mr. Worthing.
Good morning. For goodness sake, Algy, don't play that idiotic tune.
Did it go off all right, old boy? You don't mean to say Gwendolyn refused you? I know it's the way she has. She's always refusing people. I think it is most ill-natured of her.
Gwendolyn is as right as a trivet. As far as she is concerned, we are engaged. Her mother is perfectly unbearable. Never met such a gorgon. I don't really know what a gorgon is like, but I'm quite certain she is one. In any case, she's a monster without being a myth, which strikes me as rather unfair. I beg your pardon, Algy. I suppose I shouldn't talk about your own aunt that way before you.
My dear boy, I love hearing my relations abused. It is the only thing that makes me put up with them at all. Relations are simply a tedious pack of people who haven't got the remotest knowledge of how to live, nor the smallest instinct to die.
Oh, that isn't nonsense.
It isn't.
I want to argue about the matter. You always want to argue those things.
Well, that's exactly what things were originally made for.
Upon my word, if I thought that, I'd shoot myself. You don't think there's any chance of Gwendolyn becoming like her mother in about 150 years, do you, Algy?
All women end up like their mothers. That is their tragedy. No man does. That's his.
Is that clever?
It is perfectly phrased. And quite as true as any observation in civilized life should be.
I am sick to death of cleverness. Everybody is clever nowadays. One can't go anywhere without meeting clever people. The thing has become an absolute public nuisance. I wish to goodness we had a few fools left.
we have.
I should extremely like to meet them. What do they talk about?
The fools? Oh, about the clever people, of course.
What fools?
By the way, have you told Gwendolyn yet about your being Earnest in town and Jack in the country?
My dear fellow, the truth isn't quite the sort of thing one tells a nice, sweet, refined girl. What extraordinary ideas you have about the way to behave to a woman.
The only way to behave to a woman is to make love to her if she is pretty, and to someone else if she is plain.
No, that is nonsense.
What about your brother? What about the profligate Earnest?
Before the end of the week, I still got rid of him. I'll say he died in Paris of apoplexy. Lots of people die of apoplexy quite suddenly, don't they?
Yes, but it's hereditary, my dear fellow. It's the sort of thing that runs in families. We'd much better say a severe chill.
You are sure if the severe chill is not hereditary or anything of that kind? Of course it isn't. Very well then, my poor brother Ernest, to be carried off suddenly in Paris by a severe chill. That gets rid of him.
But I thought you said that Miss Cardew was a little too much interested in your poor brother Ernest. Won't she feel his loss if you do?
Oh, that is all right. Cecily is not some silly romantic girl, I'm glad to say. She has a capital appetite, goes long walks, and pays no attention at all to her lessons.
Rather like to see, Cecily.
I will take extremely great care you never do. She is excessively pretty, and she's only just 18.
Have you told Gwendolyn yet that you have an excessively pretty ward who is only just 18?
Oh, one doesn't blurt out these things. Quentin and Cecily are perfectly certain to be extremely great friends. I'll bet you anything you like. There's half an hour after they've met, they will be calling each other sister.
Women only do that when they have called each other a lot of other things first. Now, my dear boy, if we want to get a good table at Willis's, we really must go and dress. You know it's nearly 7.
Oh, it's always nearly 7.
I'm hungry.
I never knew you when you weren't.
What shall we do after dinner? Go to the theatre?
No, I loathe listening.
Well, let us go to the club.
Oh, no, I hate talking.
We might trot around to the Empire at 10.
Oh, no, I can't bear looking at things. It is so silly.
What shall we do?
Nothing.
It's awfully hard work doing nothing. However, I don't mind hard work when there's no definite object of any kind.
Miss Fairfax.
Gwendolyn, upon my word.
Now, Jean, kindly turn your back. I have something very particular to say to Mr. Worthing.
Really, Gwendolyn, I don't think I can allow this at all.
Algy, you always adopt a strictly immoral attitude towards life. You're not quite old enough to do that.
My own darling.
Ernest, we may never be married. From the expression on Mamma's face, I fear we never shall. Few parents nowadays pay any regard to what their children say to them. The old-fashioned respect for the young is fast dying out. Whatever influence I ever had on Mamma, I lost at the age of 3. But, though she may prevent us from becoming man and wife, and I may marry someone else, and marry often, nothing that you can possibly do can alter my eternal devotion to you.
Dear Gwendolyn!
The story of your romantic origin, as related to me by Mamma, with a pleasing promise, has naturally stirred the deeper fibers of my nature. Your Christian name has an irresistible fascination. The simplicity of your character makes you exquisitely incomprehensible to me. Your town address is the only I have. What is your address in the country?
The Manor House, Bolton, Hertfordshire.
There is a good postal service, I suppose. It may become necessary to do something desperate. That, of course, will require serious consideration. I will communicate with you daily.
My own one.
How long do you remain in town?
Till Monday.
Good. Algy, you may turn round now.
Thanks, I've turned round already.
You may also ring the bell.
You will let me see you to your carriage, my own darling.
Certainly.
I will see Miss Fairfax out.
Yes, sir.
Glass of sherry, Lane. Tomorrow, Lane, I'm going Bunburying.
Yes, sir.
I shall probably not be back till Monday. You can put up my dressing clothes, my smoking jacket, and all the Bunbury seats.
Yes, sir.
I hope tomorrow will be a fine day, Elaine.
It is never, sir.
Elaine, you're a perfect pessimist.
I do my best to give satisfaction, sir.
Now there's a sensible, intellectual girl. The only girl I ever cared for in my life. What are you so amused at?
I'm a little anxious about poor Bunbury. That is all.
If you don't take care, your friend Bunbury will get you into a serious scrape someday.
I love scrapes. They are the only things that are never serious.
Oh, that's nonsense, Elsie. You never talk anything but nonsense.
Nobody ever does.